This is a video about what marketing is and isn't, or probably a rant really about what it should and shouldn't be, based on what's out there. I will first of all talk about the bad stuff we see out there basically, and what to be aware of or kind of tune your eye into, and don't accept that that's the way that marketing needs to be. Then I'm going to talk about a reframe of how we can view marketing as heart-centered entrepreneurs so that it doesn't feel like has to be evil or selling your soul. And then lastly, I'm going to give the 4 different areas of marketing that you need to be putting energy into. Yeah, okay, so that is an overview. Let's get started. So I have my notes here, that's what I'm staring at. The first thing is, about this. Basically, the whole reason I'm on this little rant now today is because I'm really sick of LinkedIn emails that I'm getting, where someone just adds you as a friend and then they just send you the first email message saying who they are, and they can definitely help your business to whatever, grow to 6 figures in 10 minutes or whatever other kind of thing. You should download my ebook, it's brilliant. I can help you get more clients, high ticket this. I just feel like they're just shouting at you basically. And so I I don't like, the reason that I don't appreciate this is because there's no we haven't formed any kind of relationship. They've just added me and then they've kind of gone straight in for this kind of sale. They haven't, personalized it in any way to relate to me, and they haven't. We have no relationship. So this is, I suppose, something I'll talk about in terms of one of the pillars. But marketing needs to be based on having a relationship, okay? A relationship, and relating to the person who you're speaking to. And the LinkedIn example there for me is like us, like, think about before the internet. If you like going into a room and just shouting about your product, like, you wouldn't be long getting put back out of the room. And I don't know why people think that that's okay to do in an internet room, so we need to, have manners first of all, and behave like actual humans. So that example on LinkedIn made me think about what, the bad stuff we see out there. I've really tuned my eye into it over the past year, and I feel like that's even a year, that's too late nearly, because I already fell for loads of these things before that. But I'll share them with you so that maybe you don't have to spend as long figuring out what bad stuff is out there. There's a lot of marketing tactics, okay? So and these are taught to in these kind of, programs and stuff to us business owners. And these tactics, even that word, tactics, are basically that you tune into the pain points of your audience and then you poke the pain points. So you keep talking about all their problems basically, and painting how bad it is, and that basically they won't be able to get through this problem unless they use your services, kind of thing. And then also that you would paint also, kind of agitate, the word is like agitate their desires as well. It's like, oh, you want to be here, I can help you get there. And that's fine. We should all have, I suppose, what we're offering should offer a transformation for our clients, of course, but it's the way that you do it. If the feeling of how somebody is marketing to you, if it makes you feel lack, if it makes you feel really deficient, or that you can't, that you it makes you crave what they're offering, and it stirs up a lot of stuff in you, then it's done on purpose, you know. So I think it would probably be possible to name out all these tactics or whatever, but you know, the stuff I've written down there, like FOMO, exclusivity, all this stuff. But the main thing to tune into there is the feeling of when you're being marketed to. How does it feel? And know that good marketing doesn't make you feel bad. Ultimately, you know, it doesn't make you feel lack and less than. It doesn't just promise that path is the only way, you know. So I'll stop that mini rant there. But then okay, so the reframe is for us as heart-centered business owners. Because we've been exposed to all of that kind of, you know, bad marketing and sales, kind of the idea of this, you know, pushy salesperson, and we think that in order for us to tell people about our businesses, we need to somehow become that. And so then this huge resistance obviously comes up, and like clients always say to me, I feel like it feels like selling my soul, or I don't want to be annoying people or being pushy and all. And the whole reframe, and this has to be done internally for yourself, is like, just because that's what you've seen out there, the reason that you're resistant doing it is because it doesn't feel right. Okay, so you need to think, well, what does feel right? So a way to start thinking about marketing is that it's simply telling people about an option that they have that will provide beneficial results. So whatever we're offering obviously is something that can help people, and by us marketing it, we're just telling people like that the option is there. We're not saying your life is going to be crap if you don't get it, or all of this pressure stuff, if you don't buy it by Friday, blah blah blah. We're not doing that. We're just saying, you know, this is an option. There's lots of options for how you can get this result, and this is one. So we need to really reframe it by believing in it ourselves, and take the focus off ourselves and think about the person, and allow them and trust them that they can actually make the right choice of all the different options that are out there. And by you presenting an option for them isn't putting pressure on them, it's just giving them an option. Okay, so yeah, and just in that, the way that we're doing this as heart-centered entrepreneurs, we're presenting an option, and we're also offering a lot of value through perhaps our content or whatever. We're showing like credibility and, you know, that authority, I suppose, but that we know what we're talking about, and that, you know, we have integrity, and that we believe in what we're offering, and we have seen good results in our clients. And, you know, again, we're not just feel the difference between the first example versus the second one. We're still showing elements of that people in the first kind of bad marketing bracket show, but we're not evoking this kind of feeling in people of agitation or whatever. We're just presenting an option. Okay, right. The final part then, just to say, is what are the 4 things, in my opinion, the 4 things that you need to be keeping an eye on marketing wise. So if we think of marketing in its very simplest way of telling people about an option that they have, okay, or a service or a product or whatever it is, if we think of it like that. So first of all, we have to present it in a way that relates to the person. So it has to be relevant and relate to the person. And second of all, so that's like relationship building, if we think of it like that. And the second part of it then is like we need to be getting new eyes on our product or service as well, because so there needs to be both. We get the new eyes new, like more, not more, always more, but there needs to be a flow of new people coming into our sphere, our circle, and then we build a relationship with those people in our circle. Okay. Here's the 4 things. So the first one is what we'll think. Yeah, the first one is one-to-one. So for example, in some way connecting with people one-to-one. So this might be on social media, when somebody follows you, that you know, you like their page back and you say hi to them, you know, in a message, and you say, you know, if there's ever anything you think I could help you with, let me know. Or else you say, oh, I see you have a dog, I have a dog too. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You're building a relationship, or you comment on their things or whatever. Or when somebody comments on your things on your page, you actually write back something meaningful. So like, you're building a relationship, a connection. Then there's also if you're not on social media, then there's also loads of people that you know from, this is a whole thing, right? From your past like career, or different places you've lived, or college friends, or school friends, or whatever, it doesn't matter, but we all have like lots of relationships. So it's just about relating to people, and you know, keeping people aware of what you're doing. Okay. There's more on that, and George Cow teaches a course called Net Caring as opposed to networking. I haven't explained it fully there, but yeah, one-to-one relationships, just put that in your head. The second thing is one-to-one relationships building with people who are hubs. Okay, so this is a concept from Tad Hargrave from Marketing for Hippies, and he teaches a lot on it. And hubs are people who are in contact with a lot of people, a lot of our ideal clients. So if I was offering a service for dogs, I don't know why I'm picking this. I'm meant to be picking holistic spiritual things, but anyway, maybe I'm doing energy healing for animals, whatever. So then a hub for me would be like a vet's, or a dog, or a, what is it called, Pet World shop, or you know, another Reiki healer who just works with humans, you know. So those are all people who are connected to my ideal clients, you know. Obviously you need to know who your ideal client is first. That's another video. But anyway, so that's the second thing, hubs. So that's a one-to-one relationship, but it's with someone who's very well connected, or someone who's kind of, yeah, chatty with your ideal people. Okay. The third thing then is like the idea of one-to-many. So one-to-many is like what we would think around creating content. So it might be on social media, it might be on YouTube, it might be your blog, it might be whatever, some kind of content creation. Okay. And so there's creating it, but then there's also distributing it, because there's no point if I just put stuff on my blog. I mean, how many people are actually going to see it? There's not like a massive flow of traffic to people's blogs naturally. You need to do stuff to get people to land there. Okay. So distribution can be either either or both. Facebook ads, for example, that would be Instagram ads as well, or YouTube ads, whatever ads, or Google ads. And then SEO, so that is, you know, trying to rank in Google in terms of what people are actually searching for. Okay, so that's one-to-many. And then the fourth thing is publicity, PR, getting yourself in a newspaper, getting yourself listed at events, or you know, networks and things like that. So again, you're getting yourself in front of new eyes, and you're speaking to many at the same time. So just to kind of make that distinction, there's 2 there that I've mentioned that are one-to-one. So they are like simply normal, kind of easier, because you're just speaking to one person, and it's easier to know how to present something. And the other ones are like one-to-many, where we are speaking to a group, you know, basically. Okay, so those are the 4 different things you need to be keeping an eye on for marketing for your holistic business. The what else did I want to say? Yes, we will always want to start with one-to-many because it feels kind of I don't know if it feels easier because it's kind of talking generally or whatever. But when we're new in business, something that's very important is starting with the one-to-one. So like Caroline Leon talks about activating your network, and that means like simply mentioning it to people that you know, because they already know, like, and trust you, and they have friends that could need your service, and it's easy. It's uncomfortable, but it's easy. I mean, figuring out Facebook ads is much harder than mentioning it when you're down at super value to your neighbor, okay? And intentionally reaching out to your aunt about and mentioning what you're doing, being social but also mentioning what you're doing. It's actually easier but can feel more uncomfortable. So I'm just flagging that as something to be aware of, but also something that's really important. Like, it just makes sense if we go back to pre-internet, pre-internet or information overload world. How did we do things? We formed relationships and we built up a good reputation, and we were effective in our business, in our service, and we got word of mouth. So come back to that. Don't get dazed by all the shiny objects. I say this from experience. So that is it. I'll go now. We're at 17 minutes. If you want to stay in touch with me, follow my, or whatever it's called, subscribe on YouTube and join my email list. Those are the best places to be in touch with me, and I will continue to create content around starting and growing your holistic business. Okay, thanks.